Neo Xian Wu.
Neo Xian.
Well, I kind of started out and like the tail end of Tekken 4 um, really wasn't that good, and I started playing Tekken 5 in the arcade. We had a local arcade um, in Chesapeake, Virginia, and started playing that and Soul Calibur 2 because it was a new game, and I was sort of starting to get in more in the fighting games, and just kind of kept playing and playing. From that point, went to what was it, V Time? No, nobody wants to hear about that, but went to V Time 1, 2, and 3, and and then I think what was it? Final round. I want to say final round 10 was my first major, and out of I think we had like a little over 100 people. I placed 15th, which is probably my crowning achievement back then. But ever since then, I've just kind of been in the scene. Just this year, I was the tournament organizer for final round for Tekken, um, and probably going to do the same thing next year. And I'm going to be at the Fall Classic, but not sure what capacity, since that's more of a joint venture with Big E. So I'm going to see, but more than likely, I'm going to be at that event as well. Well, definitely Paul. It's been Paul ever since like Tekken 1. But when DR came out, I played like 5 different characters. When 5 and DR came out, I played like Jin, Dragonov, Bruce. I was just like picking up characters for no reason. And then DR came out, and I locked onto Paul and Armor King and just stuck with those pretty much from that point on. Yes, sir. Yeah, well, kind of what's left of them anyway. I still play with Vegeta, Marvin Ross. Sometimes I play with Sorta Dios. He doesn't really come out that much anymore, I guess, real life or whatever. But play with him. I play with Mr. Taxi. Uh, Southern Virginia doesn't have a whole lot of players. We had a ton of players back in like 5.0 DR days. At Marcade, we wouldn't even have tournaments, but we can still pull like 30 people in the arcade on a Friday, Saturday night.
Well,
And people were coming down from like Northern Virginia, making like 2 to 3 hour trips just to, you know, just play in the arcade, because we were actually one of the first places on the East Coast outside of Jersey to get Dark Resurrection.
Oh, interesting.
Mhm.
Hold on. Sorry, having mic issues, apparently.
hmm,
I'll turn on the stream and see if I can hear stuff.
so
So I used to actually go to Virginia almost every year. Probably like back in the Tag 1 days.
Mhm.
Yeah, Kane, your mic is really low apparently on the stream.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting. Sorry, guys.
you need to turn on that mic boost.
Maybe. Hang on one
Could
second.
hear them better with the echo than you could without it.
Right. Hmm.
All right. hopefully I have corrected the issue.
So, Mr. Neo Xian Wu, are you excited for Tekken 7, Paul?
Oh yeah, like
Oh God.
he is so good. When Vanilla came out, I was like, he's still kind of like Tag. He's not that great.
Mhm.
And I was, I think I was at CEO,
Mhm.
and one of the guys who's works with Mark Lang, user SDK, he was like, yeah, dude, final Fate of Retribution, Paul is so good, and it's like he's like just wait for it, and I'm like, okay, I'll wait. And
Yeah.
then I got to play it, and I was like, oh my god, he's so good now. Like
Yeah.
finally, just because I mean DR he was stupid. I admit 5-0 in DR he was dumb as hell. You could just throw out Iron Mountain whenever you wanted, and it like tracked around the world. It
Mhm.
was he was dumb and he did dumb damage. And then 6, they kind of, I guess, tried to normalize him a little bit because I started to notice Iron Mountain at certain ranges, down 1+2 his shoulder, would actually whiff
Oh.
like at point blank.
Yeah,
Um,
I noticed that.
like
too.
against like the first time I ever saw it, I was playing Sword of Deus, and he was playing Lily, and he did down back 4, and I was like, okay, well, let me throw shoulder, and maybe I can hit him, just because it was kind of a panic move,
Mhm.
and Paul literally stops right in front of her sweep, and neither of us hit. It was
What?
just like he just stopped, and I was just like,
I would expect you to get hit, if anything.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, that makes no sense. I was like, why did that happen? So, I mean, and the crazy part is just like you can recreate it, and I'm just like, okay, why is Iron Mountain that bad? And there's other characters where it happens other times. And I thought it was just a 6 thing, but then Tag
Mhm.
2 comes out, exact same thing happens, and I'm like, all right, well, he's just not that good. I'll just get over it and I'll play him anyway. I just suck it up.
Yeah. Actually, he was kind of more like middle of the pack, but
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, he was never really, I guess, super high up. He's just a good all around character,
Mhm.
and like I said, his damage made up for his shortcomings.
Mhm.
And then I guess they just tried to normalize him and
Not
six and
FR.
beyond. Yeah. And
Oh,
FR, they were like, wait a minute, we can make him better. I'm like,
yeah.
eh,
Like I mean,
I
there's for all the people who are watching right now, all you have to know is 4 Pauls at Worlds. That's a concerning trend. That's all I gotta say. 4 Pauls at Worlds. You don't need to, you don't have to think about it. 4. So
mhm.
that's why I'm sweating because, like, I mean, I still think he has to take risks, but
Oh yeah.
obviously the risks are really in his favor now. It's just like, what the fuck? Everything is great.
Yeah, the only risk he really has there is big lows. Nothing else
Yeah,
is really
that's
a
that's
risk.
that's it. Like,
Like he has a quarter circle forward 3,
mhm.
which was launch punishable in previous games, and now he can use that as like a regular poke. And I
Oh
think
yeah.
all you get is like a while standing 4 for it now. So it's like, oh, I can throw that out and get just a quick low instead of risking my life with a demo man.
Yeah.
I'll do that all day.
and you get a mini juggle demo man, right? On a counter hit.
Exactly.
So
Hmm.
Oh, that sounds gross. Or my personal favorite about FR Paul is at the wall. So I don't know if you know this, Neo Jean Wu, but if sidestep 3 is counter hit, you get a free back one too, right?
Yep.
And at the wall, if you get a back one too, you know what you get?
Death Fist.
Close, but you get Devil Man.
Oh
So
gosh.
so on counter hit off this not really punishable low, it's sidestep 3 on counter hit, free back 1-2, free Demo Man, 40%. And
I
I'm just
like
like,
it.
dude, I mean, see, no one really. I mean, of course, some people, if you're making a good read, you'll duck it. But it's like, do
Right.
you really want to duck Paul at the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Like you
So
start rolling that dice, and it's like, do I really want to gamble with my health bar that much?
yeah, or yeah, that too, and also like I saw a clip on Green Tech and freaking Saint. He was playing this random yellow rank Paul, and he literally died. He ate 4 sidestep threes, then the 5th was counter hit, and then he lost. And I was like, dude, I don't want to watch FR anymore. This is what it's like. Like I don't want to play Tekken 7 or don't pick wall stages versus Paul.
I watch Furumizu and Justice as far as watching Paul, and I mean it's kind of like you can't really study it because it's like
it's just easy. It's too easy.
He hits him with Death Fist, he hits him with Demo. He like they duck too much and they die, and I'm like, well, yeah. All right, well, I guess that's kind of a strategy somewhat.
Yeah. I wouldn't say this is a staple, but it does like usually second to third most damage. And his combos are just like what or open area combos are just like what the hell. Any launch, down for 1, sway back 4, dash, death fist. And you're just like, dude, what the hell? That did hella, and it's not even hard.
Yeah. I mean, his combos have always been really, really basic, unless you want to try to throw in thruster, quarter circle forward 1 after his launches like down forward 2, quarter circle 1, or up forward 4, quarter circle 1. Then you can kind of get into the little bit of extra damage. But I mean, for the most part, you don't even really need it because he just makes up for it with other moves. It's just like he doesn't need combos. Like if you can get people to start ducking into Death Fist, or you just set up situations like counter hit sidestep 3 and start baiting out sidestep 3s and switch it up with counter hit down forward 4, which crumples. Like you don't need juggles. He just does damage.
And also the combo scaling really favors Paul, because like I said, that combo is like what 4 hits, and it's just like all the scaling is pushed, all the high damage percentage is in that 4 hits. So it's like, damn, so easy peasy. Like you can't. It's hard to mess these combos up. Is what I mean.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but unless you want to try to get fancy, like there's almost no reason to do the fancy combos unless you really want to style on somebody and try to throw out 3 thrusters into back 1-2 into dash Death Fist or something like that. And it's like, why do I need to do this? All I need is down forward 2, back 1-2 Death Fist, and I do like 40%, and then it's
exactly.
It put the fear in them, and it's like a mix up from there. Do you want to duck? Do you want to eat a demolition man? If there's a wall, do you want to duck at the wall? Because now I'm gonna, I'm just coming at you. It's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I feel like, especially because of the combo scaling, that extra 2 to 4 points of damage, 2 to 4 points, it really isn't gonna hurt your heart not to do it. You're like, yeah, oh man, I lost out on 4 points of damage. Oh, he's still got, full health bar. I'm totally sweating here, It's really good.
Do you like doing those risky combos with Paul? Like multiple thrusting combos, or like even on occasion?
Sometimes, admittedly, sometimes I do. I did in one tournament land a triple thruster combo just because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go for it, and I landed it. It ended up winning the round, so I was like, all right, that's good. I don't need to ever do that again, because that was a once in a lifetime thing, and I don't need to play with my tournament life like that ever again.
Hopefully, it was on camera or video, or whatever.
I'd have to look for it, but I think it was streamed. I'm not 100% sure.
Who was it against?
It was a local player named DBC, the Batcave. He actually doesn't really play Tekken that much. He's more of a 2D. Like he's really, really good at Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue, and he's pretty good at Street Fighter. But he was starting to get into Tekken and was playing. I want to say he was playing Ling Maharu.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. But I mean, he's got pretty good fundamentals. It's just like he threw out a high, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go for it. and I went for it, and I killed him.
Yeah, that's Paul.
Yep.
High risk, high reward. Well, actually, not even high risk, right?
Not anymore.
Not
Mhm.
anymore. I mean,
He wasn't, even,
Yeah, not
he
anymore.
wasn't even high risk in Tag 2.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I think he's
he could get away
exceptionally
with a lot.
underrated in Tag 2.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of people don't realize he's easy to pick up, but he's honestly once you get it into higher level, he's really not that easy to win with. So I mean, a lot of people see Death Fist and see Demo Man, and they see how much damage output he has, but it's like,
You mean in Tag 2?
yeah, in Tag 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, it's like once you nullify his options, it's just he struggles with, really trying to land moves. Because, I mean, the only thing all you have to do is really sidestep his back two. His back two and sway for the roundhouse
Wait,
are good.
isn't his back two his homing move?
Yes.
Yes.
It became up back 2 in T7.
Because back
really?
two, yeah, back two 1 is his new.
It's the sort of double overhead punch,
Oh,
one at a time.
Interesting.
The one he kind of took from Marduk that hit grounded.
Yeah, and the second hit on counter hit launches.
Man, he has a lot of shenanigans with that move.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can charge it so it becomes plus on block.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the things Lang told me about, and I was like, yeah, I like that. I like that change.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say personally, the only thing I think is really necessarily high risk with Paul, besides in FR, I mean, is like sometimes you need the demo man, your opponent. The situations call for demo man. Sometimes you gotta do it, and that's the only thing that's like launch punishable. But I mean, Kane brought this up to me before, and I thought it was really interesting. I don't know if he is the number one, but we both agree he has like some of the most safe launchers in the game.
Oh,
right?
yeah. He has, I think I counted 6 at one point. But, yeah, I mean, normal hit launchers, not counter hit.
Not counter hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like back 3, 4, 4,
Yeah.
4, down 4, 2, quarter circle forward 1, quarter circle forward 3+4, I think.
Yeah.
That is a launcher, but it has very, very limited follow-ups. Like the only thing, I want to say you can't really bound off of it.
You can.
You get a Death
Can you?
Fist or a 4-4-2-1
It's really-
always.
Yeah, you can get a combo off it. It's really hard, though. But
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
it's like, damn,
Risk reward
Oh,
is
and
like, I mean, it's safe, but
Forward, forward, 4.
Oh yeah, 4, 4. Yeah, I think
He said
that.
4-4-4.
Oh,
yeah, he said 4.
Oh,
Yeah, like that move. Yeah.
Yeah, which hits grounded and is also plus on block and mid.
But I mean, you can sidestep it, so it's like.
Yeah.
You
I mean, it has its
like,
weaknesses, but
yeah,
you're
I
right.
mean, like I said, his damage kind of covers up some of his holes, but it's like if you play him super defensive, then it's like, well, it's like, what can he do? But like I said, with FR Paul, now you don't have to worry about trying to stick Demo Man out there, fishing to get him ducking. Now I can just quarter circle forward 3,
Mhm.
and I have no risk of getting launched now. I can take a while standing forward back up and like reassess, as opposed to, well, let me stick this one punishable low out and then get launched and like, oh, well, now I have to pretty much restart my whole game again.
Yeah, that's a great low. Yeah, the way I see Paul, there's like all the cheap nonsense that, and then there's like honest teching when someone realizes what they have to do to stop that, and it's like FR Paul has just so much good nonsense now. It's like
he does.
even though sometimes you have to play honest Tekken and Demo Man is launch, it's like, hey man, look at all this nice stuff. I don't have to play real Tekken for a while.
You're right. It's like, let me sift through all these moves where I don't have to play honest at all, and then it's like, oh well, if you start blocking all of those, I guess I gotta play regular Tekken now.
Yeah, that's like 95% of my variety. It's just like, here's all this great stuff, and then just like occasionally, if they're really good, I have to play honest Tekken. and then it's like, oh, now I have to worry a little bit. No counter
So-
launch.
So you're saying you just throw the book at them until you see that they actually know how to play?
Yeah. Basically, I mean, that's really like all the top 5 characters. They're just like, all right, page 1 of the playbook has failed. Now we go to page 2. Wow, look at all the great counter hit stuff. Look at all these great move properties. It's really like, yeah, man, that's really like the theme of FR. Dude. It's just like the best characters. They're yeah, there's a lot of shenanigans you have to go through.
Yeah, his core, like Paul's core circle for 3 is so good because it is a high crush, right?
Yeah, it's instant.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's a great high crush. It has great range, and I don't know exactly which way it tracks, but I'm assuming it tracks at least one way.
I want to say it tracks to the left.
Wait, his left or
His left. So I guess to the right. Yeah, most of his tracking moves track to the right because he's weak. His right is weak.
no?
So
His
that's
left
why-
is very
Or
weak.
his left is weak. I'm sorry.
You always step right against Paul.
Yeah, his sidestep 3
I-
also so good because of now you get free shoulder counter hit. So good at the wall.
Well, see, he's actually had that since
Oh, really?
DR. Mm-hmm. Sidestep
okay.
3, counter hit, sidestep 3. You get a free shoulder.
Oh, yeah, man.
Mm,
But you don't have to take the risk anymore. Just back 1-2 that.
Right, exactly.
Ugh, that sounds gross.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure it was only plus 11 in.
No, pump and pedal on counter hit, you got free shoulder.
That's oh man. Yeah. Ugh.
I will check this.
Yeah, I'm
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I was just gonna say. Then one more thing I forgot about Paul that I really don't like is now you don't have to do the judge frame for it to be natural combo. You could just do 4-4-2-1, the slow one.
Oh yeah.
Like the
That's
first
yeah,
one was
fucking
like,
stupid.
Yeah.
oh man, I'm a genius. I'm the greatest player. Like, and you can
That's
cancel
stupid.
it anyways. So there's that extreme fear. No one wants to duck anymore because the mid is natural combo. So like, Kane told me a really interesting story. I forgot the Japanese player's name. He lost to Genius, and Genius was just doing 4-4-2 shenanigans in the pullback.
He's done that shit since like
Dude.
5.
Yeah.
He beat it was Pekosu.
Oh yeah, Pecco's.
That was,
Yeah, who won a fucking SBO?
Yeah, Pecco's. He's like one of the best in Japan. I think I heard something like that.
Yeah, he always
And
has.
then fucking, Genius is just like, I'm a genius.
Yeah.
It's just like LOL 442.
I don't know what happened. Even that,
Wow.
after that match, even
see,
the Japanese guys were laughing at him. It was kind of sad.
Laughing, laughing
tried
at their
to
friend
do
losing?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
well,
good.
of course. Why
I
wouldn't
mean,
you?
Good.
Pekos had the.
Who was he playing?
It's like, get good, scrub.
He's playing. He played Akuma first, and then he lost, and then he switched to King, and then he lost. He lost 2-0, and then he seriously had the feels bad man face, like on his face.
He had a fucking, he had a Pepe face?
Yeah, he had.
Awesome.
It's like his face just literally turned into a frog.
Yeah, he
It
had
turns into a meme.
he had the Pepe feels bad man face on his face, and then like his
And he pulled out a green paint marker and started painting his face. Awesome.
yeah.
I'm looking at Tekken Tag 2 frames. Sidestep 3 on counter hit is plus 11.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, maybe it wasn't good in Tag 2, but he said since DR. So in DR, you got the shoulder.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
I don't know. It was probably plus. Then fucking DR plus frames on counter hit. It was probably like plus 77 for all we know.
It's like I just walk up
frames
and
were
watch.
fucking nutty.
The important thing is he gets it now.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
So
Who cares about the past
so
game? Like, I
run
get it, I
from
can
this
do it now.
motherfucker.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking about
But see,
T7.
like the bad part is like you talk about the 442 shenanigans, and like I would do that and just like get in people's heads, but then eventually they start playing against me and just like hop kicking me when I tried to hold back. So it was
Shimas
like,
don't.
well,
Actually,
yeah,
Kazuya can. Never mind.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
So it's just like I try. It's like, oh, you want to do shenanigans? Well, I'm just gonna launch you every time you hit 442 and try to hold back. I'm like, oh well.
That's when you do the ultimate mix up and you do the just frame, and they're just like, dude, this is like mental retardation. Although actually, there is a counter. I can't confirm, but basically how it works.
If you just push 442 and stop, then you can punish them for it, though, right? If you don't push 442, just do 442 and just keep doing that.
If you block 442 and you have Rage Art available, you can just Rage Art it. Something like that.
442 is launch punishable?
Rage Art will absorb all options and finish or not finish.
Oh.
So that's the one true counter to 442 gimmicks if you have Rage Art. But besides that, I mean, when you're in the beginning of the round, if I was a Paul player, I'll do the genius. That's all you gotta do.
So 442 is actually minus 18 on block. I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude,
Holy shit.
It's
I
bad.
see. Ha.
Yeah, but man, mid natural combo, I am definitely not ducking, and I will probably never try to punish the first hit. I'm just saying, if you're willing to take that risk, dude, you'll make your opponent think you're dumb, but it's awesome.
Like, look at the frames for the cancel. If I cancel